everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with his fellow co-hosts, Dorian the D.A. Albreton, James the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, Daryl D-Dub Warren, and Dan K, the Hockey Dude. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real, unadulterated sports talk. Please be advised that there may be some colorful and explicit language. The Sports Chasers are the defenders of the fans. Now, here's your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's another edition and episode of the Sports Chasers Podcast. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday and a great week, man. I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator. Hey, man, this is episode 180, man. We got a lot to get into tonight, man. We ain't been on Thursdays in a couple of weeks. Been on vacation, all that stuff, but we've been doing standalone shows. So if you haven't checked out the hockey standalone show, the baseball standalone show that me and Dan and Eric did, and the boxing one is really good when the D-Dub and the DA did. Yo, go back and check out those last episodes the last 2 weeks. So that's where we've been. You know, like I said, been doing a little vacation, but we're back. Before we meet the crew, let me just tell you this, man. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also get as we're on every podcast, major podcast platform. So get at us. Make sure you, like I said, subscribe to the channel, like the video so we can mess up the algorithm and get things going. And also, please, if you may, if you will, leave us a nice, awesome 5-star review on Spotify and Apple. With that said, let's get this out the way. The DA, what's up, brother? Happy Thursday to you. What's happening, man? How are you, sir?
Man, everything's good, man. Everything's good. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be getting it on, man. A lot to talk about, things to get into, man.
No doubt, no diggity.
Tails and tails.
No doubt. And we got the angry one. What's up with the powder blue Sports Chasers merch? Check it out, y'all. Yeah, he flipped the collar right there. There you go. Powder blue.
Y'all see it, man. What's going on? We back with another one, Sports Chasers Thursdays. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet till it's time to get angry about some stuff, man.
A lot of thought-provoking stuff has went on during the week, during some of the pre-call shows. You know, got a lot to do. D-Dub, let me go to D-Dub. Is D-Dub all right? Is he okay? We see something there. Where's he
I'm
at?
good. I'm just trying to get everything squared away. Just give me 2 seconds, man. So you might see me pop in and out.
Oh, okay. So yeah, D-Dub's here. He's got the little logo up. Appreciate that, man. Hope everybody's been doing well, man. You know, during this time of year, sports is real slow. You got MLB talk about. You know, Lionel Messi, he'll be making his debut, I believe, on Saturday. But you know, this time of year, you know, we kind of purposely do what we do. And thanks for tuning in to us tonight. But hey, we got some baseball and football to talk about, and we'll start with baseball. The Power Rankings, as we said, we're going to talk about baseball and how that's going. We're nearing August, and you know the trade deadline is fastly approaching, and a lot of talks about who's getting who and who's being a buyer and who's being a seller. We'll see. So let me just break down the Power Rankings, and we'll, as we go forward, the guys, they'll jump in. So at this point, this is from CBS Sports, of course. I was going to say the Boston Braves, the Atlanta Braves are 62-33. They're number one. And lo and behold, the the Baltimore Orioles are 58-37. The Tampa Bay Rays are 60-39. The Texas Rangers are 58-39.
Who would have thought
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
that Tampa Bay Rays would be in second? Well, they're tied for first, but who would have thought that this would have happened at this point? I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Yep. The LA Dodgers are 55-40. The Houston Astros are 55-43 at number 6. The Boston Red Sox, they're 51-46. The Toronto Blue Jays are 54-43. The Philadelphia Phillies, they have been playing some really good baseball. They're 52-54. The Milwaukee Brewers are 54-43 at number 10. The New York Giants, I'm giving New York Giants because I got the Giants and Saquon Barkley on my mind, I guess. The San Francisco Giants are 54-43. The Miami Marlins continue to play well, even though they got swept by the Orioles. 53-45. Arizona Diamondbacks. They've lost 8 out of 10. What's up with that? They've been sliding, bro.
Hell, man, they still young. I told you they was ahead of schedule, man. I told you, man. I told you. But go ahead.
Yeah, got you. Speaking of sliding, the New York Yankees, 50-47.
No, wait. Hold on, Kev. Now you ain't gonna skip over that. Your New York Yankees. Go ahead. Now you've been keeping that same energy. Now they sliding. Now you don't want to claim
okay.
You
didn't let me finish, bro. My New York Yankees, they are 50-47. Just a note here: the Yankees are 30-19 when Aaron Judge plays, and they are 20-25 when he doesn't. That says a lot.
I guess that's money well spent.
Yes, sir.
The Cincinnati Reds, they're down 2 pegs from last week. The Reds had a big opportunity to wrap around the All-Star break, but with 6 straight games against the Brewers, they lost 5 of those games in 2-8 against the Brewers.
Man, they're a young team, and this time of year, young teams hitting the wall, man. They're just hitting the wall. They're going to be good years to come, though.
Yeah, I agree. The Minnesota Twins up 2 pegs. They're 50-48. The Seattle Mariners are 48-48. The aforementioned Cleveland Guardians are 47-49. The LA Angels are 49-48. They're number 19, and they just swept my Yankees. And the Yankees got a whole lot of stuff going on. So the Padres, 46-51. The Cubs are 45-50. Mets, Tigers, Cardinals, White Sox.
All right, yeah, we can stop there, Kev.
Yeah,
I do want to say
one. Go ahead.
Go further. That, if everyone's listening, yes, the Yankees have slayed. They're 2 of 8. They've lost, I think, out of the last 10 games, they've only won 2, right? But record perspective, they're probably 10th on this list because they're 50-47. I think from 10 below on this list, everybody is 40-something and 40-something. So it's also that they're playing a really great division. I'm not, as a kid say, I ain't throwing no caps on for my boys, but the reality is that they're just their division is everybody in their division is over 50 wins, and I don't think there's another division in baseball, period, that's even close. Right, so I think the Central, the number 1 team, is like 140-something games. So it's also a part of where you're at, but this is the price of doing business. So this is the price of doing business in MLB, man. You are messing around with a division where everybody's over 50 wins against some divisions where nobody's won 50 games. So I understand. And I think expectations, you only can be disappointed when you have expectations. So, as Yankee fans, we are disappointed because we have expectations.
And I think also with the Yankees, the expectations are what they are, their expectations, and the fact that I think a lot of Yankee fans are mad at the fact that, they brought back, or, as E would say, I need to say we brought back Cashman and we kept Boom. I think we should have been got off that Cashman train. What he did is what he did for the those 90s Yankees and early 2000s. But I think there needs to be some new eyes on this team. To be perfectly honest, look at the farm team and Yeah, Judge is it. After Judge and Cole, what else? But I don't know what's going on.
I don't hate their rotation. I like their rotation. I really do. I think they got. I think they're growing something. It's baseball. It's a long year. And I wouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater just yet. Because remember, we still haven't even got to the trade. We still haven't made any trades. And the one thing that you do allude to, Kevin, is that with Cashman is that he always wants to make the big kind of smash play because he has those figuratively newspapers, back pages of the Post and the Daily News and the Times to be on. Because I don't even know if they sell those in the city anymore. But so maybe wants to make a splash, but that may be the biggest issue with the Yankees is that they don't have someone that can help them make a small move, that can take you over the top, and that's what we haven't done well in the last few years at all.
Yeah, E, your thoughts on this power rankings, and we'll get to another baseball story in a little bit. Some of the things you have seen.
I'm really interested in what the Yankees are going to do at this trade deadline, man, because it seems like these players are playing like they know that they want to trade a block or something, like they scared to death or something. I don't know what happened, man. It's crazy. I do like the pitching, like DA said. Is the hitting is 1, 2, 3 strikes out. 1, 2, 3 strikes out. Judge comes up. Judge does what he does. 1, 2, 3 strikes out. I mean, come on, man. We doing Bugs Bunny out here, man. That ain't a good look, man. That ain't a good look. But again, to DA's point, we are currently. Let me go back here. We're currently in last place at 50-47.
Yes,
we're in last place. We would be in first place in the Central. So we're in
close to it. I'm
close to it. Yeah. Well, it's the Central. Yeah, we would be in first place by a half a game because Minnesota is 50-48. But I say that to back up what DA said. The AL East is a beast this year.
Yes.
The Orioles is here to stay. Seems like. The Jays are not going anywhere. And Boston is Boston. They're usually a thorn in our side from time to time. But we have to take care of the teams that we should be taking care of, and that's our problem so far.
Should it be the Angels this series? The Angels are the Angels.
No comment. I already said what I said about the Angels last 2 weeks ago. You have arguably 2 of the top 5 players in the league, arguably, and you're at 49-48.
Yeah.
Y'all don't think that y'all need to change the GM, the coaching, the manager, something before you change these players out? No, okay, never mind.
It's just been so many years, man, of that mediocrity, man. I don't think they even know that they're wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure. Like, I don't even. They'll see when Shohei walks up out of there, though. They'll figure it out that day.
The Orioles today, they acquired Fujinami from the Athletics, so the Orioles continue to get stronger on the pitching front, as the Athletics continue to be a single A team, not even a triple A team, but a single A team. What can I say? Interestingly enough, the Orioles they'll be playing. They got some important series coming up. They got the weekend series against the Dodgers. They'll host the Dodgers for 3 games this weekend, and after that game, they play 4 against Tampa. So that should be a very interesting baseball. Guys, hey, get your seatbelts ready. We're roaring into August, and you see how, we talked about the Orioles. They're young, and they have been playing very, very well with their offense. And as I just stated, they shored up their pitching.
So I think, right, so you may have a situation, Kev, where the young teams, as it gets towards the end of the season and the pressure, they may wilt, right? This is where you hypothetically, believe that the older guys will be able to kind of stay the course I mean, it's hard when you're not hitting now to say you're going to start hitting. But hey, we you hope that's what's going to happen. The experience keeps you there. But that's the only thing I think the Yankees can think of right now is that, the Orioles are young and maybe they'll fall by the wayside. The juniors, I call them the juniors because everybody on the Blue Jays is a junior. I think they are experienced enough to do what they're going to do. Like, I think they know their weak link is pitching, but they can slap the ball all over the yard. So I still think it's really hard. It'll take an act of God for the Yankees to come out this year in the playoffs to make it. So because of the setup, like they would be the second?
No. They would be the third one. So they would have to play that playing game and then
one night stand game. So that hotel right there on 161st Street.
Yes, sir.
That joint. That night.
One night stand game.
Man, get it off now. Get it off now.
The way they playing, they won't need the whole night. Just get the hourly rates. Get the hourly rates.
Oh man.
So I did hear, since you brought up the Blue Jays and since you brought up pitching.
Yes.
I did hear some rumblings that they may be going after Mr. Marcus Stroman back to the Blue Jays because his name has been buzzing. So I think that would be a hand in glove fit for them. You know what I'm saying? So
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, I still don't think it would be interesting to see if they can still hang with the Baltimores and the Tampas and the Houstons of the world, but
don't know till you get there, man. Like I said, they are young, but I swear, man, when you watch them, you're like, wow, they don't really have any weak links. But we'll see what happens though. But it's going to be interesting. That's what I like to see. So
I like to see that too. So we talked about that, and I think E said the American League East is like the baddest baseball division.
Yeah,
and you look at the Red Sox. Red Sox started out slow. The Red Sox have been like the hottest team. In July, they've been playing very well. So look out for the Red Sox too. And like I stated, the Phillies have gotten a little bit more hot. Harper has decided to hit more home runs. I think he hadn't homered in like 170 something at bats, and this past weekend he started rolling. So look out for the Phillies. The Phillies are the defending National League champs, and they're going to be there. Even though they surprised us last year, they really surprised, but they play very hard. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can tell they were hurt. And Bryce was hurt this year, so he's just coming back off injury.
Yeah, he's hurt.
He's
definitely hurt.
Back. So that kid's a phenom. Like I've been watching him since he's like a teenager, damn near. So that's a bad boy there. So if you get on, he'll get you in. He'll figure it out. So it's gonna be real interesting again. But it sucks when your division is so good that you can play a relatively good season and still be stuck outside the party. Like, you know what I mean? So but it's Price is doing business, man.
Price.
Well, the question.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kel.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the question to that is, and usually it's the anomaly, is that if is it that the American League East is here to stay, or is it an anomaly or a fluke, which they'll fall back to where they have been next year and the years to come? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm not too worried, but I do. I am looking at that panic button for the Yankees.
They ain't got but a few weeks, man. Because Yankee baseball is the craziest sport. Like if you wait too long, you're fucked.
It's over.
Yeah.
Now you can't trade nobody. There's nothing to trade. You're done. Right. So,
Well, I'm not even talking about this year, DA. I'm talking about in the next 5-10 years. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who do we have to lean on in the farm system? There is no buzz whatsoever. None.
We haven't had buzz in the farm system for like 10 years, man. So I look, because whenever the Major League All-Star game happens, the next night it's the minor league All-Star game, and usually the night before the All-Star game in the MLB, the MLB network goes over this 50 to 75 best prospects in the minor league, and that's from AAA down to almost international ball, and they'll just start naming dudes. And for years, like, the Yankees wouldn't have one. So I have no expectations. We got one kid now, though. I think he's a shortstop, so he's a bad boy.
Gotcha. Appreciate everybody in the chat, in the comments in the chat. If you got a comment or something, let us know. I don't have it set up tonight, but I give you my word. Every time we come back on, we'll have the phone segment set up. We actually had a phone call. You'll be able to call in, and we had people call in. We had VLAC, one of our watchers, supporters. He he came in, he called. So we do have the ability to call in, but not just tonight. So we'll make sure we'll set it up next on the next Thursday that we're on. So I just wanted to shout out those in the YouTube comments. Appreciate that. Let me talk about some other baseball news real quick. From CBS Sports, get the person here. This is from RJ Anderson. Rob Manfred is expected to win re-election as Major League Baseball's commissioner when the 30 franchise owners cast their votes next week as part of a meeting scheduled to take place in Washington, D.C. Manfred, who needed only a majority of votes in order to secure re-election, has been MLB's commissioner since taking over for Bud Selig in 2014. His contract runs through January 2025. He's previously served terms at a 5-year interval, with his most recent re-election taking place in 2018. DA, your thoughts on Mr. Manfred being re-elected as the commissioner of baseball?
He's still making the owner's money, so that's what commissioners' jobs are, and that's what he does, and they're making money, and he'll be there as long as he continues to do that. I don't think he's real conservative. Though folks think that these changes that happened in the offseason were really big, in the grand scheme of things, they are not. It's you're speeding up the game maybe by 15 minutes. These are things everybody wanted anyway. Look, dude, don't come in the box and then go out the box and then get back in the box and then adjust yourself in the box. Dude, just hit the freaking ball and go, right? So
right.
I think the reality is that he hasn't done a whole bunch to make any waves, but he does have some successes in these small moves that are being made, So with everything except for the A's, which I think is a travesty, I think he's okay. I think he's okay. And Mike, I think that the extra inning thing, they're already talking about by the playoffs, just getting rid of it for the playoffs. So,
well, it's not included in the playoffs. In the playoffs, that rule doesn't apply.
Yeah, so that's why I don't think anyone has a problem right now. I don't think people care as much right now.
Yeah, that's something done. E, your thoughts on Rob Manfred getting reelected? Rubber stamp pretty much as the next.
I mean, he ain't my choice, but then I don't have somebody to come in to do the job better than him right now. So I guess I'm good. I mean, man, it's like DA said, man, he's pushing somewhat all of the right buttons, even though some of the buttons was already had fingers on them to be pushed. But he's all right. I mean, I don't hate him like some of these other commissioners that we won't speak on tonight. But yeah, man, he all right, man. I don't have no gripes with it. We'll see what he does with the next series of years that he got coming. We'll see how else he'll advance baseball into the future.
Gotcha. D-Dub, you missed some of the Power 20 Power Rankings. Your thoughts on any of the rankings? The Braves are number one, of course. Rob Manfred is going to be reelected as MLB's commissioner. Your thoughts on any of the Major League Baseball teams? I know you're a Yankee fan. They are sliding. Your thoughts? Anything?
Yeah, Yankees trash. They're not playing really well. Cincinnati, man. Cincinnati, they got one the other night. They beat San Francisco last night. So Cincinnati's just playing really good. They're a good, exciting team. You know, all the ones that we thought was going to be something. San Diego. I don't know if DA chatted about them.
No, I let DA slide. They're done. They're done. They're toast. He told me stop reading. In
Yeah,
fact, San Diego is number 20, and that's where I stopped at. Yeah. As soon as I got to the
That's
Angels.
crazy, man. I mean, you know, all
Hold
the
on.
talk that was going on from last year,
Uh-oh.
and then, you got Soto. You got. I mean, we dibbled in it last weeks ago, but it's kind of disappointing. Disappointing.
Sometimes less is more.
yes.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Meaning, could you elaborate? E? We're not gonna let you get away with
Oh
that.
man, I mean, look at the lineup. Man, look at the. Just because you have a loaded team, now I mean loaded.
That's loaded.
Look at the Dodgers. How many chips does the Dodgers have?
They got that one bubble Fugazi one. Yeah.
Well, the LA team seems to like Fugazi bubbles. So,
That's a fact.
but yeah, San Diego, I think they would have been.
That's a
I
fact.
think if they would have left Mr. Soto, let him go wherever else he would have went, I think they would have been fine because you kind of depleted your farm system by that. But I mean, they got pieces that they can move if need be. I mean, somebody gonna want some of that talent they got on that team. But we'll see how they move.
There was talks of the Yankees trying to obtain Soto.
The Yankees got a whole.
He'll kill that stadium though.
We need like a whole.
Oh yeah, he'll pack it out.
A whole. Yeah.
I mean, if that's what you're just trying to do, pack out stadiums and
right field. I mean, like he'll get a whole bunch. I think he'll be able to put a bunch in the stands. I mean, not people balls in the stands, but yeah, they got work to do, man.
I thought you was referencing just the the business part of it. Okay.
The stadium itself is a good stadium for him.
Oh, for him.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, San Diego. So go ahead, D. Anything else with the Power 20 while you were trying to?
Nah, other than that, man, it's everything staying the course. It's probably a good baseball year. A lot
Baltimore's number 2.
Baltimore.
They just acquired Fujinami from the Athletics, so they're trying to go for it. They're a young team.
Yeah, and Athletics going to sell the whole team, right?
I just said when you was having your technical difficulties that they're not even a triple A team. They're like a single A team.
Yeah, so it's bad. It's bad down there.
So I don't know. So let's get to the other elephant in the room. I know D's probably gonna hate this, but this is what we do. D, if anything, and I'll read this here in the morning. I'll start with the DA. If anything, if Shohei Ohtani is moved, where would he go? Who would you think will get him? If they trade him now.
If it's middle of the season, it'll be a team that has enough assets to make it look good for Artie Moreno, so he doesn't look like an idiot for doing it, right? So, it really doesn't matter the trade per se because it's the contract that accompanies the trade that's probably going to, be what the meat in the stew. Right, everything else is just rice and whatnot, so it's not really going to matter. But it could be. See, the thing is, I don't think dude is built like everybody else. Like I don't think Yankees, Mets, and teams like that even matter to him. I think he just wants to be comfortable. So like he could go to a Seattle, but I don't know if Seattle has enough pieces to give back to LA, and if you'd want to do that in your same division, I'm not sure if that's something that the Angels would do. I don't think they would give him up to the Dodgers because I'm almost sure the Dodgers don't have enough. Like if he goes to the Dodgers, then they have nothing left, and they're in your same town, right? So by process of elimination, yeah, the Yankees could probably get him. I just don't know what it means for that team because again, he's 29 years old. If it's a 10-year contract, in 10 years he's going to be doing one or the other. He's not going to be hitting and pitching in 10 years. If we do one, which one I don't know. And 10 years from now, will it be worth $60 million a year for him to be a DH? Essentially, so it's a lot of thought. But if you think you can win one today, like I tell you guys all the time, one World Series this year will pay that contract off for that man. So if the Yankees got him and they went to the World Series, or was on the way, they would make enough money. But I just don't think he's enough to get them that far.
Right.
It would have to be another team. But do other teams have enough assets to pay that price? Like every other team that's closer, first or second place in their divisions, why the hell would you do that? We're in first and second place. Right? Why are you doing it? We're in first or second place. Why? So it has to be a team that's bad enough to make a move, but good enough that if he comes, he takes you to the promised land. That I'm not sure of. Like, I don't think there's a team that exists that really he does that for. Go ahead, E. I'm sorry.
I would say one team that staggers out at me as they climb up the standings, and one team that would make sense where I don't see it happening, both in the same division. San Francisco is glaring at me.
Yeah.
I think that would be an excellent fit for him. And I will also say Arizona, but Arizona is not there yet. But he would ultimately come in and fix both problems. He would solidify the bats, and he would greatly help their pitching.
Yeah.
But San Fran is the one glaring team that I see that he could come in and doesn't have to move very far, and he'll be good to go.
And San Francisco is only 2 games back. So I mean, as right now, but yeah, I mean I can see that, and it's West Coast team. He'll get some
with the Asian community in San Francisco, which
absolutely
it's got to mean a lot. So
yeah, because you got, I mean, they ain't got to do nothing. I mean, but I'm just saying for baseball, just to market this guy, you got something good, man. So he's, you got to put him in front of somebody, some seats, some people.
It's just that, this is why I think it's all for Gazy, because everybody talks about it, but nobody ever talks about exactly what the Angels want in return for this guy.
That's correct.
No one ever said, we want 4 players that do this and do that. You never hear it.
Right.
That's why I don't think it's real, because I'm like, no one ever say what you want. Oh yeah, we're going to trade him. Okay, for what?
Yeah. I don't think he's going anywhere myself. I don't.
Yeah.
So they're gonna let him walk?
Hey man.
No.
I don't think they want to, but I don't know. We'll talk about this with the other teams and other sports, but the reality is, if you're not going to get what you want in the trade for him,
right?
There's no need to mess things up for no reason. If he's going to walk, he's going to walk anyway.
Yeah,
true that.
I agree. I don't see where.
Nah, it's like you said, it's gotta work right, and a team just not going. The Angels not gonna give him away for nothing.
No, and again, and why should they? Why would they? I mean, Texas is playing good.
Right, and a lot of these teams that are good this year are surprise teams.
Right, so, and that's another thing. It's just one time.
Sitting on their benches that are nice that of. It's like, oh shoot, I didn't know the Orioles would be this nice this year. I didn't know Texas could do this.
Orioles, nobody knew.
No,
you're not going to pick 5 guys from the Orioles that you're going to trade. To Anaheim for him. What? Why?
Unless you're picking from everything in San Diego might blow shit up.
So I was going to allude to that. So could this be like the Soto trade when they when they got him from Washington?
Yeah, I could see that.
You could do it, but that's if San Diego is, I don't believe none of these guys say, man. I don't think San Diego, from what I've read and what I've seen, I don't think they're that upset with Soto. They just think, this season was.
Oh no, they are 10 games behind upset. No, Soto. Yes, they are.
They are. Reading it, I don't see complaints from the team. The team was hurt.
I got you. I'll mess with you.
Things didn't happen the way they thought it would happen this year.
Yeah.
But it's not like he's hitting 125. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to have dudes in front of you and behind you. You know, this is
That's a
baseball.
fact.
So,
Yeah, right.
But like, you could do it. But Soto is still only like 22 years old, 23 years old, man.
Jeez.
Right.
That's a big difference to a dude that's damn near 30. Yeah, and I know he pitches and he hits, but he is damn near 30. And he's been a pro for a long time in Japan. Like I add all these things into the equation, man. And I love Shohei Ohtani, man. But he is 29 with a lot of miles.
Would you say that about an NFL running back?
I knew
Yep.
that.
I'm glad you
I
said
knew that was coming.
Great segue there, Kev. Great segue.
Hold on, I got one more baseball story before. That's a shame. D-Dub knows me. He said, I knew that was coming. No curveball there, huh, D-Dub? That was
I knew that was coming.
Right down the plate.
Let me read this. This is from The Athletic real quick. From the Athletic staff. Nobody in particular says. It says Major League Baseball will produce and distribute all locally distributed Diamondback games starting Tuesday when the Braves face the Braves. The reason for the change comes after a bankruptcy court approved Diamond Sports Group's rejection of Diamondback deal. Front Office Sports reported Tuesday. MLB previously took over broadcast of San Diego Padre games in May after Diamond missed the deadline for its rights fee payment. All in a nutshell, basically Bally Sports and Diamond Sports, they went under, and Bally Sports went under, and now Major League Baseball is scrambling to have these games broadcast. And you know, this is a thing of where individual teams have their broadcasting rights. Like if you got the Yankees, they got the Yes Network. The Mets have SNY. Boston has I forgot what they got up there in Boston. So forth and so forth. But Bally Sports owned a majority of the local TV rights for baseball, and now they look like they went under. I know DA loves this kind of legality stuff. What's your thoughts on that, sir?
Money talks, bullshit walks. The MLB has enough money to finish it up this year. They'll probably find a buyer, or they'll spread the wealth amongst maybe 4 or 5 smaller companies to distribute these games going forward. And what they'll do is probably not let another company have this much of a TV stake without absolutely positively knowing that their books are bulletproof, like, you know, for the next 5-10 years. Because if not, what will happen is you have another company that does this, because, you know, going under is not a bad thing for companies. That's just Chapter 11. You get your money back anyway. So it doesn't kill you when you can't pay your bills when you're rich. It just kills me when I can't pay mine. So, but the reality is, I think baseball will take care of them the rest of this year, because the TV contracts come through the owners anyway. So that's not a problem.
Thank you, Dino.
And part 2 will be is that they'll break it up to one of their homies that has their company and their own money, and they'll make sure that whoever the homie is that gets the contracts for Arizona and for these other teams, that they'll be able to do what they need to do. You know, I don't think it'll be a problem. It'll be like a cable deal where, you know,
right, you'll
see it on Direct TV, but it's not Direct TV. It's you know, SNN's game that Direct TV picks up, and
yeah.
So that, you know, it's just all par for the course, man. You know, it's all good. They're not going to let anybody get kicked out on the street, you know, and be panhandling. That's for sure.
Right.
So, hey, the fans ain't gonna get nothing out of it. That is what I can tell you will happen. Is the fans will get nothing, and you will like it. So there you go.
Well, that is Major League Baseball talk, as I alluded to with my devil's advocate voice. You know, what about the running backs? What about the running backs? And there's been a lot of running back chatter this whole week or the last 2 weeks, and how National Football League running backs are getting jerked or whatever. But before I go into that real quick, hey, make sure you like and click and subscribe to the channel. Also, hey, you see the little support us? Scan the QR code. Hey, if you believe in what we're doing, we ask you, hey, support us, scan the QR code. Hey, donate whatever on your heart. And we appreciate any donations to the Sports Chasers, man. So, you know, like, click and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit us up with the donations, man. So thank you. So as I go into this, let me read this article from Jason Owens. And this was on Tuesday from Yahoo Sports. So Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs will play this NFL season on the franchise tag, or they won't. Those are the only two options. After the passage of Monday's deadline, neither is eligible to sign a long-term deal that this offseason following months of failed negotiations. How they proceed is now up to them. Holding out for training camp, the start of the season, or beyond is an option for both players. It's an option Le'Veon Bell maximized in 2018 under similar circumstances that marked the end of his tenure with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Neither has signed their franchise tender as of yet. Dallas Cowboys running back Tony Pollard, meanwhile, has decided to sign his franchise tender and is expected to play this season without an extension. For NFL running backs, the absence of extensions for two of the best at the position further signals a stark reality in a league that continues to devalue them and increasingly declines to make long-term investments in the position. Some of the league's best backs took notice of the news. I'll read this from Derrick Henry. This is from his Twitter. At this point, this is from Derrick Henry. At this point, just take that running back position out the game then. The ones that want to be great and work as hard as they can to give their all to our organization just seems like it don't even matter. I'm with every running back that's fighting to get what they deserve. They also took notice of ESPN's draft analyst Matt Miller, who tweeted about the perceived disposability of running backs amid Monday's news. They sounded off. Yes, if you didn't hear Matt Miller, he absolutely went off. Let me read this real quick. This is from Christian McCaffrey. This is criminal. Three of the best players in the entire league, regardless of the position. So he talks about Pollard, Saquon Barkley, and
Jacobs.
Yes, Jacobs. So basically, we wanted to talk tonight. This has been a hot button topic issue the whole week. If you have not been having your ears to the ground, we have been discussing it all week. What made me really bring this to the forefront, I got to give all the credit to Eric, the angry one. Eric simply, we was on the phone, I want to say Monday or Tuesday, and Eric simply said, well, who came up with this value chart? And I said to Eric and Daryl, I said, man, I don't know there's a Fed chairman of running backs. So I don't know who came up with the numbers and whatnot. So I'm going to give it to E. E, take it away. Your thoughts on this whole running back situation.
Yo, man, I think it's crazy. Of course, it's something that has to be worked out or whatever. But like I said to the guys, just like what Kev just said, who is setting these markets for these positions is what I really want to know. Who set this quarterback market? Like, it seemed like it was just talk. I almost want to say some media folks came up with it and it just exploded, like most things that we see in sports nowadays. But anyway, man, you can find it. I'm gonna just say this, man. If you just think that the running back, all they do is run the ball, you need to take your eyes out, get you some good Visine and some bleach and put them back in and watch games. They do more than run the ball. They have certain criteria that they have to account for. Yes, they run the ball, but they also run routes. Look at CMC. Look at what's my man down in New Orleans?
Alvin Kamara.
Kamara. You got many different running backs now and LaDainian Tomlinson made a lot of his money off of it too. Is that they not only run the ball, but they're just as good as your tight end. They're your safety valve in most cases for these $45 million quarterback, excuse me. So to devalue them, and by the way, they also pick up blitz packages. Some of the better ones, they do that rather well. That linebacker that's steaming in, bow. Usually it's the linebacker that's laying flat on his back. So to devalue them, is criminal, just like you said, Christian McCaffrey said, it's ridiculous. However, you know, we always have a but around here. However,
Conjunction.
what are you going to do about it? What can you do about it? Are you going to sign? Are you going to sign that?
I just said
Are you going to sign that, or are you going to sit? I mean, that's basically
You ain't saying.
that's all you can do right now. V Lackey, what's up, man? So it's rather sad. And I brought up to, I think me and D had a conversation. Yo, man, nobody is devaluing these diva wide receivers, and I like the receivers, but come on now, what do they do? If you want to devalue the running back, let's look at everybody's position and see what they do. But nobody's blinking the eye of DeAndre Hopkins, who's my man. That's my man and all, but he got 2 years, almost $30 million. Nobody batted an eye about that. He's what, 31, 32, coming off injuries. Saquon was damn near the Giants' offense. Damn near. Yes, he was hurt. Yes, I get it. But like I told D-Dub, Saquon's 2 good years that he's had is way better than Daniel Jones' whole existence in that blue, red, and white. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad either way. I want players to get their money.
You're right. E.
I also know that these organizations, it's their money to do how they see fit. But it's like how we say in another sport, you shouldn't devalue somebody just to bring up value in somebody else. That's what I'm saying.
Like that one.
Right there.
That's a bar. That's a message. Damn. E. Yeah, man. Go ahead, D-Dub.
Well, yo, I really, you know, I done belabored this all week, but I don't know. What can they do? They could do a couple things as far as running backs. The running backs themselves, I mean, they're gonna have to take a stand if it's, you know. But I'm just looking at some of this, you know, these contracts. I mean, you know, the top running back contract is Christian McCaffrey, right? If I'm not mistaken, he's 64 million. Average is a 16 year, 16 mil.
Mm-hmm.
Who, by the way, came off an injury when he got that contract.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara's getting 15 mil. The value of the contract 75 million over that's void in 2026. So I mean, Saquon was doing what? He's getting 10 million now, and I think he wanted what, 15?
He wants 15, correct.
You know, but I mean, again, it is what it is, man. I mean, this is the NFL did this to themselves. They have went into the direction of quarterback. It's quarterback, and now the quarterbacks take up what we said, about what, 45%.
Yeah, I thought it was 35%. It's 45%.
We kind of
we might have
ballooned that up, but it's about 38. It's about 38, almost 40%.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, everything is the quarterback, and yes, the quarterback does make the team run, but we also have seen you have a lesser quarterback and it doesn't. I mean, it just depends on how the team is constructed and built. And unfortunately, Saquon Barkley has come into the time where this is the time where, just like the housing market, the value, you know, his value is just it is what it is, and it's not going to go nowhere.
So there is a Fed chairman of running backs.
I guess I don't know. Nobody knows who he is or she is.
He don't exist.
Yeah. It's just business, man. This is business. That's what they say. It's just business.
Can I ask a question to the Giants fan before DA take it away? I just want to ask y'all a very honest question.
Go ahead.
So if you all don't know, our beloved host and moderator and D-Dub
Wave D,
New York football Giants fans. No cups, no mugs tonight.
Nah.
You'll
yo, man, it's baseball season. Relax.
Hey, yo, I'm playing. Hey, man, let me spin, man. Let me spin. Yo,
go ahead, dog.
So check it out, right? So my question for y'all is, with that being said, it sounds like from D-Dub, yo, man, I've spoken to D-Dub before. Yo, man, we could go get us another running back. No problem. So my question to you, as this team is how it's built right now, going forward, what is the percentage of what's the word I'm looking for? How much stock do you have in Daniel Jones? Now, I'm asking these two gentlemen because there has been some oohs and some ahs over the last couple of years about Mr. Daniel Jones, who had a good year last year. He had a good year last year. But at the money that he's making, this is the sports chasers, ladies and gentlemen, the money that he's making, standing tall at the ATM, what's your stock in the New York Football Giants going forward with Daniel Jones and possibly no Saquon Barkley? I give it to the moderator. Go ahead, sir.
So, yes,
that deep breath says it all, ladies and gentlemen.
Daniel Jones had a very good year last year, right? But that would not be possible. And as a young dude say, no cap, man, that wouldn't have been possible without Saquon Barkley. That is a whole fact. And I don't know what that would mean if he sits out. Well, I guess I do know what it means. It won't be what we had last year because a lot of that stuff was predicated on Saquon Barkley. And Barkley, as the DA always alluded to, he said, he was hurt the last couple of years, which he was. He was healthy last year and he balled out. And I totally get it. And here at the Sports Chase, we kind of try to look at things on, how can I say this? Objectively. We want to look at things objectively. Look at what's from the owner's perspective, looking from the player's perspective. And in the last couple of years, I said this all started with DeMarco Murray with the Dallas Cowboys. If you remember correctly, right? They kept running Murray. Murray. And then Murray's trying to get his money. They's like, no can do, man. No say. And then off to Tennessee he went. And that was it for DeMarco Murray. Some people will say same thing with Zeke. It looks like the first contract, the rookie contract, right? You get your money, you do your thing in your rookie contract. See, these players are trying to get to that second contract. And we talked about it on this show about the franchise tender tag being a good thing. And now it looks like it's the curse of the devil. If you franchise your player and we see people like, it might be a bad kind of, comparison, but Kirk Cousins, right? But he's a quarterback. And DA alluded to when I'm with, they I don't know what they can do, but I think they should start with the quarterback. The quarterback needs their own cap. And
that's the only solution you have.
Because this is how this is always going to play out. It'll be an adversarial thing, especially. And I'm not joking when I keep saying about this being, where is the Fed chairman for who sets this stuff up? But I get it. It's supply and demand. VLAC said it in the comments. He said, hey, there's a dime a dozen. One get hurt, they bring the next one up.
And that's a fact.
That's how it's been. Like it or not, hate it or love it. DA, no, sorry, D-Dub, go ahead. You were talking about Eric gave it to the floor as a Giant fan. Go ahead.
The inventory, you have an inventory or a surplus of backs all over the place, man. And they're not going to pay. If you don't do math good, think about the pie. Quarterback got everything. Quarterback got everything, bro.
The quarterback has 3/4 of the pie.
Right? This is simple. This is very simple, man. This is simple. Dog, I can't pay you.
Oh man.
And I'm saying this all, because this whole thing is so adversarial. It's crazy, man. This is what it is. And it ain't gonna stop. Saquon is either gonna be the what's the union rep, the union for the Teamsters, he's either gonna be that guy and go strike and do all this shit, or he's gonna get, go ahead and get the money and just go, man, because nobody's going to care. You gonna
I know what you're about to say. Go ahead.
What? It's going to be the same shit. You know, this year, next year, it's always going to be. It's not going to change unless this NFL, the NFLPA, when they collect. This is all collective bargaining agreement issues.
Agreed. Let me read this real quick, and I'm gonna let DA get in because DA is real good with this stuff. From same article, Le'Veon Bell compares the NFL to a bug's life. Former NFL running back Le'Veon Bell, who recently admitted he shouldn't have sat out an entire season in a search of a new contract, offered his perspective on the subject in a series of tweets Tuesday morning. First, he said actively steered a young football player away from playing the running back's position. Wow, I didn't even see that. It's to the point now where I got to tell him to play defense, quarterback, wide out, or kicker. Straight up. Bell then compared what is. Go ahead.
Play baseball. Though. You need to play baseball. That's what y'all should be doing. But go ahead, Kev. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Bell then compared what is happening to running backs with the plot of Disney's 1998 animated movie, A Bug's Life. He said running backs are the ants, and he's the main character, Flick, who tried to rally the other ants against the oppressive grasshopper who said will be the NFL owners. For those who don't remember or haven't seen the movie, the ants are forced to give a large portion, we talked about the pie, right, of their seasonal harvest to a gang of grasshoppers. But Flick attempts to convince his fellow ants, who vastly outnumber the grasshoppers, they should stand together and push back on the demands.
Fucking union shit, man. Get the This is you. Come on, man. Yo.
Go ahead, D.
Yo, DA, go ahead, D. I'm done, D. Yo. These guys can go complain and bitch and moan, and it's going to be the same shit. Yo. It's going to be somebody else down the line. It's the same thing. You got owners, you got players. This is what it is.
Reality, man.
It is. Go ahead, D.
It's supply and demand. I don't agree with it, but it is supply and demand. You got far more colleges with, 4 or 5 running backs on each roster in college, and you only have 32 teams in the NFL, right? College roster is 100 and something players, and that's talking about the home team, not talking about the travel team. Travel team usually cuts down to about 70, 80, maybe 90 players. So you're not going to have as many teams that need a running back. So that's part one, right? So you're always going to have that funnel effect that hurts the running backs as it stands today. 2, in that equation, you have to look at, okay, what college, this is the good and bad of it. So what college did the kid go to? If he went to a college where they ran the ball, that's a good thing, right? Because he ran the ball, right? So he knows what he needs to do when he gets to the NFL. But like with Trent Richardson at Alabama, he ran the ball too fucking much. So when he got to the NFL, he had nothing left. And that's where you get to your DeMarco Murray equation,
yes.
Right? So you have a 2,000-yard season, damn near with Dallas.
2.
Right? And then
sip his water on that one.
Becomes mathematics, right? So you run this many years against this many hits. It's like actuarials, so they kind of put those numbers together and they say by this point in time, 80% of the time the running back is done. We can't say 100% of the times, but we know if you play this many years on this surface and this is what you did in college, blah, 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 this is where you're going to end up at. So they know the number, they know the age. Now you may have some freaks of nature like Mr. Henry down there in Tennessee, and then you have some other guys like back in the days, but it's not a physical thing. Like I saw what Lax said about getting hurt. It's not it, because the game has changed itself, right? So when I played ball, we played on the AstroTurf, which is actually concrete with paint. And dude played 10, 12 years then. Marshall Faulk. These dudes played a long time. They don't play on that surface anymore, but yet they're still getting hurt. So there's some other things happening, of course, right? Because the defenses are bigger and stronger and faster. But you also have to put into account that we are now, the tail is wagging the dog now. You have guys on TV telling us, this is about passing. It's not about running. You're not going to have a Super Bowl team that wins the Super Bowl without a running back. I don't care if you didn't know dude's name last year, both of them. Pacheco, I think his name is with Kansas City. They went to Rutgers. And Nico Hardman, they had two good running backs. Not great, but two good running backs. And they won a Super Bowl because they had them. Because if you would have let it sit back there and just been old boy at Kansas City, they'd have lost that game last year. You do understand that. They would have lost the Super Bowl to Philadelphia.
Right.
If it was just left up to the quarterback to win the game. I'm just going pneumatic, just looking at numbers, the score of the game. You lost the game. So you need the running back, you need the defense, you need these things. But what happens is they tell us it's a quarterback-driven league. Well, it's only a quarterback-driven league if the running back is fucking driving. Right? Because nothing works without the play-action pass, right? So I'm just trying to bring people into the mental part of what they hear and what's really happening.
Because that's what they be saying. Yep.
Right? Yeah, you're the quarterback. Yeah, but you don't have a quarterback without a running back. Without the play action, you can't do anything. Right? So you bring the linebackers in, you throw it right over their head. Only way you can do that is by running the ball. Because if we're only running, so when the Giants were bad, when Saquon was out, Daniel Jones had the most interceptions because he couldn't bait any linebackers in because they didn't even believe the Giants had a threat of running the ball. So, yeah, of course, you can look on TV and let's do it at Fox. I'm not going to get into his name, but I'm down for all smoke, and I really don't give a fuck ever, right? So
Okay.
I'm just telling you, you can say what you want about Mixon from Cincinnati taking a smaller contract against Saquon, but Saquon doesn't share the backfield with anyone. And Mixon shares the backfield with P-Ron, period.
That's a fact.
Right? So it's two different things. You're talking about a guy that blocks, runs, and catches. Now, this goes back to my point I alluded to that, mathematically, they can look at the numbers actuarially and see, shit, Saquon ain't got but a few years left because he's catching the ball, he's running the ball, he's blocking, he's doing all these things left. Saquon sees the same fucking thing. And this is why, though I understand what you're saying, D, but if I was his father, I'd be like, dog, we just going to buy the smaller house and we ain't playing this shit. Because another year you being healthy is worth the $10 million they would give you for the franchise tag. Right? You can get that money.
Hey, Dave, what you said? You go buy a small?
Yeah, get the small house.
This is what I've been
We're
saying.
just going to get the smaller crib, right? Or whatever it is.
Hey,
Well,
sometimes you just can't move.
I try not to get in the dudes' heads, but the reality is that from a football perspective, yeah, they're giving Carson Wentz. I mean, come on, man. This is what when we look at things, look at the quarterbacks
it don't make sense.
Got contracts. Carson Wentz, the Jared Goffs. What's the other dude's name, man? He's out the league now, man. He was like, no, I'm dead serious, B. What's the dude's name, man? He was with he backed up at with the Cardinals.
Josh Rosen.
Yeah. These cats got their first, they got extensions without doing shit. And dudes that's actually carrying teams can't get it. I understand the optics, and I understand what they're saying. I'm just saying that, listen, man, we cannot rationalize not paying the dudes that's doing all these things to get the team wins and money and then not pay him. So when they say, oh, man, there's no loyalty. Well, you know what? You can do with your loyalty. You can sit and spin on it. Right? Because you're not showing me anything. So the NFL, I don't think they have a problem. I think it's been set up this way, and it's the perfect system because you always will have more running backs than you'll have teams. It will switch and flip when that happens to quarterbacks. Because right now, with all the quarterbacks playing college football, Division 1, 2, 3, 4, NIA, whatever, there's still only really 40 quarterbacks probably on the planet that can play in the NFL.
But you'll never get a chance to see that, D, because the quarterbacks are protected. So it's not
what'll
like
happen is this is what's going to happen. I'm gonna give you the math, right? I'm gonna go back to the corners. I'm gonna give you the mathematics, God. what's going to happen is through this 7-on-7 and these kids getting so good at such a young age at the quarterback position because they're throwing for 5,000 yards now like it ain't nothing. And I think Dan Marino might have only did that once or twice in his whole life. When you have more of these kids coming out of college that can actually do this NFL thing, and those numbers start to flip, then you'll see quarterback salary cap because they're going to need to have more quarterbacks than just 2 on the roster because there are going to be so many of them that can actually do the job. Things will switch. But right now, you usually have listen, man, we laugh all the time. And everybody that's listening in can hear this, and they can come get me if you want. But this is the funniest thing in the world. We always say, we look at the NFL team, which is a billion-dollar company. How the fuck is it that Daryl doesn't come to work for one day and the whole company sets on fire and we're out of here? That's what it looks like when you put a backup quarterback in now. That's what it is. So you have a dude that's doing the job, and when Daryl calls in sick, the next day the whole building is on fire. Motherfuckers running out there, but naked, there's babies crawling around. You know, you got dogs smoking cigarettes. Shit's crazy. So you know there is not 40 dudes on the planet that can actually do that job. But when you start to have that, then the supply and demand equation turns upside down. And that's when you'll see that the league will have to adjust from a financial perspective, and dudes will have to start getting paid. It'll happen because you're not going to not have running backs. They're going to be there because in college, they still run the ball. They still run the ball in college. It's just not now. Because like I said, there's only 32 teams, right? 32 teams?
Correct.
Which means there's probably, and if you look at all the ranks, there's probably only 20 quarterbacks that can actually play professional football.
And only 10 is with the right team.
What'd you say, E? I'm sorry, E.
No, I was just saying. He said, what'd you say, DA? Only about 24? And I said probably about 10 of them are actually with the right teams to be with. Because, you know, there's a lot of them that's not on the right team.
And that's part of the other, that's all those things. And I'm glad you said that, E, and I'm going to be quiet on that. But folks, we got to start to think a little bit more. You got to throw all those things into the pot with the gumbo, man, to come up with your decision, man. So, yeah, I listen, Saquon's in a good situation with a good team. Like, they're building an offensive line now. But let's just keep it 100. When he got hurt, it was me, Kev, D, E, and Mike was playing offensive line for the Giants that year. And that's why he got his shit broke. Because they had no offensive line.
Damn, man, you ain't give us no credit, man. I'm like Eric Flowers, huh?
I'm going to tell you, that's what, Eric Flowers. We all 5 Eric Flowers.
Hey.
And that's when he got hurt, right?
Yeah.
Well, football, that's why I love football, because it's the ultimate team game.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. That was a non-contact injury, right? When he got hurt, right?
No, there's no such thing as a non-contact injury.
Whoa.
No, because what I'm saying is this. And I've been hurt like that is the injury doesn't happen to play that you get hurt on. It probably happened 1 or 2 before that. And then you start.
Okay, that's fair.
You're running with a limp and you're doing this and you don't plan right. And then, bow, your MCL is out.
That's fair.
Boom, we out.
That's fair.
You know, so, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's a weird situation, man, but it's a perfect situation, man, if you want to own a team.
Let me tell you, and that's what I was just about to get to. At the end of the day, Ken, NFL don't give a fuck.
Nah.
They good. This is good. It's good for business. Look what everybody's doing.
Everybody's talking about
the NFL.
Yep.
Yeah, dude said today, y'all, Sal Palantonio said, listen, man, they could have paid Saquon with the fucking parking money, man. Giants paid $40 million this year in parking.
That's it.
$14 million on parking. They could have just gave him that paper then. Bam. This is for the Benzes, man. Go ahead, shorty. Bow. You know,
I'm sure they got that in petty cash.
Keep that makeup on, girl. Bow.
This should be interesting to say the least with the Giants and the whole running back thing. We're not going to solve it tonight. The NFL loves it because this is what they do. It's the cost of doing business, as DA says. So,
and guess what, Ken?
Yeah,
there's another running back who's starving, who's not making what Saquon making, $10 million. He's starving right now.
Lie in demand.
And he's ready to get in there and do work.
Right. And what happens? The
system just keeps spinning, man.
It's going to spin right in the mud because he going to be starving and Daniel Jones eating.
That's correct, But guess what? I mean, it only lasts for but how long? You know what I'm saying? It's not. I mean, it's always the next man got. The next man is up. The next man is hungry back there. He ain't eating.
Yeah, that's part of the part of the bad equation, because Daniel Jones would be in the league for 10 years and not be any good. You ain't gonna have no 10-year running backs sitting here on nobody's bench and not be any good.
That's a whole.
We saying Daniel Jones is not good right now.
No, but how many years we gonna give him? Shit, man. I'm just saying, how many 10-year running backs that are okay running backs? And so if you equate it, it says, okay, with Daniel Jones throws 8 interceptions a year, so we got running back E
8.
Oh yeah, well I'm just trying to give him some props.
My
so we can running back B fumbles the ball 10 times a year. How many years you think running back B gonna be playing if he fumbled the ball 10 times a year? Okay, that's all. No more, no less.
Let me ask the DA this question. Now I'm gonna shut up because he's the money man when it comes to stuff like this. Is it that the NFL has to spend this money? Do they have to? Just because we say there's a market, there's nobody saying that there's an actual market. There's like the commissioner didn't say this is the market or whatever.
The NBA
did the Giants have to spend $40 million on a Daniel Jones?
The NBA is the only league where you're legislated to have to spend 51% of the profit on salaries of the players.
And that's why it goes up every year. Yeah.
The NFL can make as much money as they want, which is why that's the best big boys billionaire club is to get in, because you can spend what you want. You can be a Snyder, or you could be a Jerry. You could be a Mara, or you could be a Benson. All those spenders, all those teams can spend as much as they would like to up until I guess you get to the point of the tax, right, on the salary cap. But the ones that are good don't have to spend all that money and win. Kevin and I, real time, about 8, 9, 10 years ago, we said the Seattle Seahawks were not going to pay Russell because they got him on the rookie deal. They're giving him cigarettes and beer, and they can pay the Legion of Boom.
And some of Sierra's masters.
Yeah, they won the Super Bowl paying no money. That team got paid no money, and they won the Super Bowl with it. I think Peyton Manning might have probably getting paid more than the rest of the whole Seattle team when they beat Denver that year. But because the owner doesn't have to do it. The onus is on having good scouts, good coaches, and a good team to pull together the right players to help you win. That's what the onus is on. You can't be the Yankees in the NFL, because then you end up just being the Cowboys. You can't spin your way to a chip in the NFL. So, yeah.
Hey, Kev, just real quick. I don't know if you had it on your to-do list, but the NFL approved the sale of the Commanders.
Yeah.
And Daniel Snyder was fined $60 million after releasing an investigation report.
Whatever.
I was going to say that next. Me and DA was actually going to talk about that. And DA, what did you say Daniel Snyder was going to say?
Fuck you. Don't make me pay rent. I don't live here no more. Kiss my ass. I'm out of here. Come get it. That's what I tell them. Come get it. Come get it. I done moved out. You ain't getting no rent from me. I don't know what you get. Where you get a one-shot deal. They go to court. You ain't getting nothing from me. Ain't gonna happen. I don't know why you do it now. I mean, it's just stupid.
Right. I don't know either. That's yeah, that actually was on the thing, but nope. he will definitely probably be like whatever. So he'll go on and he'll go down as one of the worst owners in team and sports franchise history. We actually had a standalone show that we did about a couple weeks ago, about the worst and the best owners. Daniel Snyder made our number one list. Make sure you go back and check out that episode of the worst and the best owners. They had him up against Marge Schott, John Spano, who used to own the Islanders. All you Islanders fans, remember that Gordon Fisherman logo? Well, that was underneath Mr. Spano. Yeah. Frank McCourt of the Dodgers, Donald Sterling of the Clippers, Jeffrey Lurie of the Marlins, James Dolan of the Knicks, Jimmy Haslam of the Browns. They got Jerry Richardson up here. Okay. Dang, okay. They got Jerry on out of there, but yeah, Daniel Snyder has. Yo, let me go on to some other money matters here before we get out of here. I don't even know if we can really get into this, but we're gonna try it real quick. College football will be upon us here, I guess, at the end of August. But some of the college football people are big mad. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey wants federal action on NIL deals. This is according to the Athletic, Seth Emerson of the Athletic. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey on Monday belabored the patchwork of state NIL laws, including in the SEC footprint, and called it a race to the bottom of the state legislative level, where here's what you need to know. A month after personally lobbying Congress for a national standard, Sankey sounded unsure whether it would happen, but still focused on it. Sankey emphasized that this was not about eliminating NIL rights for athletes, but he painted it as making it fair for athletes. Sankey was speaking at the opening of SEC Media Day, which he announced will be held next year in Dallas to ring in the first year with Oklahoma and Texas in the league. Excuse me. Why does Sankey still want federal action? Without a federal NIL law, state legislators around the country have enacted separate laws which go further than NCAA rules. Texas NIL laws essentially prevents the NCAA from enforcing its own laws. The laws signed in May outlines ways that athletes can profit off their NIL deals and their schools can help them. It includes a clause that prohibits the NCAA or its conferences to punish schools that take advantage of the rights under Texas law. Missouri NIL law allows coaches to participate in negotiations between athletes and entities. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to say this. SEC, right? They are the biggest conference right now in college football. And who's in the SEC?
I can't do this.
Who's in the SEC? Alabama and some of those folks. So it's no fun when the rabbit got the gun, right? Yes, the players have all the power, and they are in that portal every time they want to.
Dog.
Sorry.
There's no damn rules about, no federal laws about how much money you pay the fucking coach.
Right.
Or how much money you can put into the locker room.
Right.
Right? Ain't no federal statute for that, right? So this is where we're gonna stop at with this shit. And you bring it in Texas and Oklahoma, two of the richest schools in the country, and you talking about you don't want to get these. You're trying to help these kids, make sure that no one's fuck out of here. Texas doesn't they don't abide by American rules in Texas. They doing their own shit every other year. Texas is trying to secede out the fucking union. So what are you telling me, man? Stop. Man, listen, I'm not even gonna have this conversation. I'm done. I'm done with this stuff. I'm not gonna have this one here. Man.
Listen, I knew this would draw your ire.
Kev, you can't have this and that running back shit in the same night, man. I don't even know why you tried.
Yeah, we can't do this, man.
Yeah, I agree with DA. I don't even have nothing else to say, man. Like when the whole NIL deal came about, we said then that y'all should have tried to regulate it as best as you can, but you just rolled out the red carpet and you said, "Here you are." So here you are.
What was that shit in the wire? Hamsterdam. You got motherfuckers on crack in front of the precinct. Like, yo, 2 for 5, 2 for 5.
2 for 5.
This is what you're gonna get now. This is what you get. We're in Hamsterdam now.
Hamsterdam.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
I was gonna read more, but there's no need to read more. They are big mad. They are big DW. You back? Did you get all that?
Yo, we still talking about this NIL stuff, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing for you, kid. I don't have nothing for you.
Oh well,
Ed, what are they mad? They mad now? Why?
Well, Ed Sankey. Well, let me just read to you. He said Ed Sankey wants to lobby for Congress for a national standard. Sankey emphasized that he was not about eliminating NIL rights for athletes, but Pena is making it fair for athletes.
I don't see the athletes complaining. So
yeah, what's fair now?
Either way, you almost made me cuss on this good old Thursday.
Yeah, bro. Again, man. When they what we just said, it ain't fun when the rabbit got together.
Yep. DA said about the coaches getting the money, about them spending. There's no lobbying for Congress for them making these.
It never is.
Yes.
Again, right? This is I had this conversation when we dead and gone, man. These cats behind us, they're gonna have the same issues again. It's just not for the worker, man. This thing is always for as soon as the worker gets a little bit, here they come. Trying to take it away.
Having a fit too. Like these kids is out there riding in Bentleys and Lamborghinis on the campus.
How dare they?
You know?
How dare they? Efforts to simply upend the collegiate model jeopardize the opportunities of thousands of student athletes for decades to come, Sankey said.
Nobody's complaining. Like the field hockey girls are not mad because there's a dude on the Alabama football team getting $200,000.
What about the badminton team?
Ain't nobody coming to your games. You don't deserve no fucking money.
Period. End of story.
We can have supply and demand and other things, but not in this. No, we can't do that. It's got to be the same.
Same.
So if you packing out the stadium with 100,000 people to watch you play badminton, yo, you need that money, my G.
Again, Kev, you know how I stand with it. This is the same thing what goes with these NBA, WNBA chicks. Same shit. Yo, if you ain't packing out the house, so what we talking about? This thing that you should get the same type of money, man. You about to take me down, rabbit.
No college player is complaining about other dudes getting.
I have not seen not one,
and you won't either.
Is anybody complaining about NIL? Is like I said, is the badminton person? Are they mad? Is the chess guy?
Nope.
Is he mad? Is he mad at the offensive lineman from Alabama getting the car deal?
Nope.
He's minding his business, right? They are so sanctimonious. It gets on my last nerve. It really does. How now they're trying to frame it like, oh, this is for the best thing for the kids. And like D alluded to, he wasn't saying that when you're creating this $7 million locker room for for the you're not saying that and $15 million in upgrades for stadiums and stuff like that. So, and which none of this is possible. Let's understand this. None of this is possible without these individuals playing the sport. But like Eric alluded to, said, NCAA, y'all saw this coming. Remember? Y'all didn't do anything.
Fixed it a long time ago.
Yeah. Yep. Remember?
They had an opportunity.
Remember when Northwestern wanted to strike? Oops, I said Northwestern.
Share the wealth. And now you could have shared with the kids and say, yo, let's come up with a system.
Nope.
They didn't want to do that, right?
Nope.
They didn't want to do that.
Now they ski masking you with no ski mask. Don't be mad.
Or Deion Sanders' son is driving around the campus in the Benz. Well, he might have had one any fucking way.
Yeah, because of Deion. Yeah.
It's not your business, though.
But the portal is out of control. Look what Deion is doing. He got rid of a whole team.
Or they couldn't either. Evidently, they weren't good enough to play on his team. And two, it doesn't mean those kids aren't playing football anywhere. It just means they're not playing there. So some of them might have went to better situations, and some of them might have went to worse situations. That's all. And that happens whether there was a portal or not. Kids are going to transfer, man. It happens.
Portal's open.
Well, the coaches can get other gigs, right? They can come in your living room and say,
Been doing this for years.
Leave in the middle of the game.
Come and go as they please.
leave in the middle of the grade. Yes.
And they get a beep on the sideline. Like, oh, yo, I'm out, y'all.
Wait, coach, it's 3rd and 7.
Coach Klein, where you going, Coach Klein? I'm going to the front. I'll be right back. Come on, Coach Klein. Yeah.
Coach, it's 3rd and 5. What you got? Where you going?
I gotta go get some cigarettes. I'll be right back.
It went from 3rd and 5 to 5 and 45. He's out.
Tell your mama I love her.
Man. Boy, in the words of my main man, Greg, boy.
Yeah.
Man,
Right.
like I said, this will not be solved tonight. The NCAA, the SEC, especially the SEC, because we heard, you heard Dabo talk, you heard St. Nick talk. They're big mad, and they don't have the power no more. That's what all this is about. They don't have the power no more. Now the power has flipped all to the kids playing football and basketball, pretty much. That's why they're big mad, and that's why the SEC is imploring Congress. Not that Congress has other stuff to do. Just saying.
That's a whole
Yeah.
Okay.
So, just saying. We got to get out of here, man. Great show tonight, man. Let me offer my parting shots. I'll give it to the angry one. What you got for me, bro? As we get on out of here, man.
Yo, man, great show as always on this Sports Chaser Thursday night. Good to see the guys back. Mike Mills, who couldn't be here due to cough connection issues. Shout at you, Mike. Happy birthday to my man, the hockey guy, Dan.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. Hope you're enjoying your birthday, sir. Shout out to everybody in the comments. VLAC, Miss Harden. Appreciate y'all. Yo, man, I ain't got nothing heavy, man. All I'm going to say is anybody that watched the show that's into sports, your kids, or if you're a running back, or you're currently playing running back, you might want to either A, go for receiver, or B, go to baseball. That's all I got, man. Y'all be safe out here.
Thank you, E. Appreciate that. DA, what you got for us, bro?
Hey, man, everybody safe. Take care of yourselves. It's good to be back, and we'll see you next week, everyone. Be careful.
Yep. D-Dub, what you got for us, bro?
Yo, man, I ain't really got nothing, bro, because we might get thrown off the street. Yo, but if you're driving down the street and you see a baby,
nope.
What?
Nope. No way.
Kev, what's your parting shot, sir?
My parting shots, he just messed me up. I forgot. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel, our YouTube channel. Hey, we're on TikTok. Hey, make sure you follow us on TikTok. We're on Instagram. Make sure y'all give us a follow and like on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on all that stuff. Yours truly was premiered in a magazine article. It's on all our social media. Make sure you check us out, man. We're getting some love. So make sure you check us out. Make sure you give us that 5-star review on Apple and Spotify also. Hey, those that into gaming, you don't want to miss this one. We'll have this one up next week. If you're into gaming, somebody say, and sports gaming to be exact. We got the angry one right here. He's our expert. Yes, that's a sport thing. We'll be talking about sports gaming, such as Madden and all that other stuff. And whether you should get it or don't get it, and we got some opinions on it.
I would just say, just to spice it up a little bit, if you've been playing Madden for as long as we have, and you've seen the inconsistencies through the years, even though the hardware has gotten better, yeah, you might want to pay us a listen on Monday, man. It's gonna be a good one, man. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy.
And if I can't make it Monday, I'm just gonna let y'all know something, man. The best football game ever made by EA Sports was that college game, that NCAA joint where you could have a high school player and take them all the way to the NFL. Wow.
And that's another thing we was going. I'm sure Eric was going to address the NCAA, and that's another thing. Oh my God, the NCAA. That was the best game, right? And y'all didn't want to share what the players did, right? Y'all was
that basketball game.
Yeah.
Edo, shout outs to Edo Bannon.
Bannon brothers,
on and popping.
Yep. Say I want some. Y'all gonna have my likeness on this, and I can't get nothing. Y'all are crazy. No,
you got their minds.
Yep. So we're gonna talk about some of the and somebody said, "Oh, why is that?" That's it is sports. It's definitely a sports. Gaming is sports. If Dan is available, we'll also talk about the whole Call of Duty thing. I play it, but Dan is really into that stuff. So if Dan is available, we'll have Dan talk about that aspect of video gaming. Yes, video gaming with grown men, it's a thing, and it's a $1 billion enterprise for sure. So you might want to check us out on Monday and get some good listens to it. So that's about it, man. But great show as usual. As always, I enjoy what I do. And like I said, my goal is to do this 5 days a week. And we get, because this is good to talk about sports. Now, if you want all the other stuff, you can go to other places. And, that's all I got to say on that. Because, D-Dub started with something else. And I was like, whoa.
Yo, Dwight Howard, you a wild boy, man. Allegedly.
Wow.
Half of myself.
Yo, wild boy. Yeah, just we got to here before this thing get bad now.
On behalf of myself, because he's
you're
not going to even do that to me. No. I'm your host and moderator, Mike Mills, Dan, our hockey dude, DA, the angry one, James Eric, and the messy one, Daryl D-Dub1. He always wants to start stuff. This is a Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all be good, be great. Have a great weekend. Hey, we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.
Come to Shanghai.
They're not. Boy, you get